Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore. Wait a minute, this music isn't right, the scene isn't right. Hang on. That's more like it. And now it's time to the show for all creatives. Nevermind the Furthermore. Your source for conversation, inspiration, and fun. With your host, Nicholas Anthony Tockert. He's an artist, a writer, a swordsman, and a game designer. He knows how to use the sword and axe in historical battles without anybody getting hurt too much. He's also the Manatee Man, master of marketing. And he may even have a guest or two. One thing, though, to be certain. Just don't call him a cryptid. With that, it's about time for the show. So sit back, enjoy, and have some coffee and chat with us.
Nevermore. I'm your host with the most, Mr. Nicholas Anthony Tockert, coming at you over the airways on WAF. The Furthermore. Nevermind the Furthermore is brought to you with the love and support of our good friends over at the Independent Creator Directory. That's Indie. Your one-stop shop for the best and the brightest authors, artists, and musicians. We're also made possible by sales of the Simple Sword, the Fighting Axe, and the Simple Spear, all part of our ongoing series of Western martial arts manuals designed to help you never handle the sword to teaching the art to others. The big stompy robots line of books, games, and miniatures, and other goodies. You're just going to stand there? Fine. And, of course, Hades and Hellfire. A dark secret is claimed 2 lives and is hunting an innocent child at the edge of mountains. Only his aunt, a plucky reporter, cameraman, very odd cat, stand against the forces of darkness. Happy New Year to you. To everybody watching this. And then anywhere and any when. My friends, we are now comfortably ensconced, both feet firmly on the path of 2026. I need to go into my accountability. New Year's Eve was so chill, I didn't notice it. I'll be honest. The attachment to 2025, the actual moment, I didn't really. We were watching probably Chinese dramas, I believe. I was chill with my wife. I'd eaten fairly well. There was some cheese involved. And life was good. Yeah. So relaxed, so possibly dull, we didn't even notice the change. Now that could be bothersome. And it could. Because of course, that feels like a continuation. Now, there are a couple factors of why my duckies, but I've always had a few opinions on that matter. In part, because I've always thought our calendar is stupid. A little pale, but not bad. Our calendar is stupid, my friends, because how do we start now? I'm going to actually have to look it up. Makes no sense to me. The new year should have either started a few days ago at the winter solstice, which ago, or spring equinox. Either of these would make sense to me. Starting now feels stupid, but it is what it is, and there's not much I can do about it. So what am I going to do about it? Well, I'm going to change. I'm not going to change. I'm a 44-year-old man. I've had to take care of a lot of things, and I am motivated to do so. So there will be changes. Constant. Why sweat it? Instead, we're going to keep on going. You see, it's a matter of experience. And I will talk about experience, I promise. I'll talk about experience because it's on my mind. But to get there, we have to get through the last couple of days. The last couple of days, again, was chill. We stayed up till we're done. Said Happy New Year. Didn't really hear anything for 2026 until an hour later when the future hit the 5-6 miles it has to travel to go to Kentland. And then in the distance, the fireworks is it gunshots. Felt like home. But left me yesterday. I woke up, took care of some stuff, and I laughed. Yes, I laughed. Because as I was going about my morning, I realized that though I stayed up a little late, not really, normal. And I thought about how many people started and woke up with the mother of all hangovers. And all I could think, in all honesty, was sucks to be you. Hydrated. Now, more than a few people probably woke up in jail. A couple of them woke up dead. But not us. So we're here. Now, though nothing changed fundamentally, and I'm not going to expect miraculous, sudden change, solving a problem. That's not how problems get solved. Problems get solved through slow, dedicated work. Sucks. But also get through perspective. And that's where I want to talk about experience. So I heard something today. And I wish I could credit it myself. I'd love to take credit, but heard something. Cannot tell you who wrote it. One of those fairly anonymous things that got me thinking. You see, a long time ago, there was this donkey. Yeah, it's a donkey story. You know it's going to be good. And the donkey turned a mill wheel. Yeah, a grinding stone, big millstone, and it did it in the rain and in the snow. You went out, you slew snow. Got to the point where it knew everything. Thought it knew everything there was to know about milling and everything else. So one day, pasture, getting old, and it looked up and saw an eagle. And the eagle was, and it was told the eagle he had in the last 10 years I've been circling high above. I've seen everything going on for hundreds of miles. And all you have is the experience of being a donkey. You see, experience without perspective my dear, dear friends, will only give you the experience of being a jackass. And there's a lot more to life than grinding that stone. This is my friends. In order to escape our own ignorances, in order to escape our own limitations, in order to escape our own literal, self-imposed, we have to get perspective. And we have to realize that's our choice. Now, it's harder for some folks. There's always going to be a price, usually comfort. But how many people do who puff up going, there is to know? Because in their limited and narrow and literally sometimes blind world, they do. But they do not know what they do not know. And I mean that. They cannot visualize a sliver of the scope. Do not know. To imagine actually being able to then try to know it. We're talking heavy metacognition here. On a Friday, because that's what we need. If we are coming off of a holiday arc, if we are set this pause and into, whether it's for a day or a week or just back to normal, let's think about the perspectives we don't have. And while we must and should acknowledge the wisdom of somebody who has ground the wheel, we should. We must also understand that that depth of knowledge on that subject is not very wide. It is not a broad depth of knowledge. It is very niche. And there are a great many people like that in our lives who hold only a set of knowledge. Those who have lived very narrow lives in their youth, because of their youth, you don't get to choose. Because of their youth, they don't get to choose to leave. They don't get to choose to not go to school or not go to school outside of the house or whatever. Instead, have to live the life that is handed to them. And our world, certainly our nation, my fellow Americans, is filled with people who built the walls of their world in high school and never strained against them. Comes a point. There's a point of liberation. It is a point of elevation. It is a point where a choice is made to either do what you've always done, what you've always been, or learn something new, or grow different. It used to be the only way to do that was to travel, to fly like the eagle, to see, to be exposed to new ideas. Thoughts. Made it very simple. This to the point where most of our last names are still based on our family's jobs. Miller and Archer and things like that. Thatcher. I'm picking the English ones because they're going to be easiest for my English to understand. But yeah, my duckies. Now that's not the case. Because of the internet, we have the option to talk to people thousands of miles away. We have the option to speak to people of radically different faiths, economic backgrounds, geopolitical leanings, and exchange ideas. The internet brought that to us, and it brought it to us quickly. Beware those who would put the blinders back on you. Beware the algorithmic limitations that would shut you down this Friday. Beware the folks who say, no, you don't need to see that. That's redacted. No. No. Here, look at this ad. You already like it, so we're going to show you more of it. We're going to give you what you want. Things like AI. Things like search engines and algorithms. Things like the same old people, places, and activities. They want to put blinders on you because it makes you a better donkey. They don't want people to realize that there's more to life than the millstone. Because if they can limit your experience, your interaction, they can manipulate your emotion, they can manipulate your attitude, and they can manipulate your perceived limitations, my friends. And the people who do that, vast majority of the time, because just about every rule has an exception, the vast majority of the time, do so terrified you'll leave as a resource and stop being a profitable jackass. So, as we go into the first ad, I ask you this. Will you be looking at 2026? 26. And only turning the wheel that you've always turned? Or are you perhaps going to find yourself riding a thermal? In short, are you going to be an eagle or are you going to be a jackass? All right, folks, I ran a little late into it, but I had a lot going on in my mind. And I want to know what you all have to say. So we're going to get right into it. Good morning. First through the door at 9:41 is Mr. Hollifield. Good morning, Dan. Believe it or not, I was just moments ago heavily thinking about you as I work on that little short story, trying to keep it short. Home Delivery, a Haints and Hellfire holiday story. It will be late and irrelevant whenever it gets out. I don't care. I'm going to get it done. But I think you'll enjoy it. Mr. Witzman. And Mr. Witzman's dropping right into proper accountability. Uploaded to Lulu. Wait on a proof copy to see if it got the cover right. I know that feeling. More accountability. Perfectionism was holding back on the psych show, but now I'm just going to do it this month. Open to voting on what night to do it, since I suppose everyone wants it live. Hesitate. I'm going to shock you as the guy who does almost exclusive live stuff. Hesitate on that. You will have a radically different energy if you are doing things live. And if you do your psych show live, I can all but guarantee that it will be regularly hijacked. You have to ask yourself, is that what you want for it? Because if that's what you want, if you want it as a talk show format, which is easier in my opinion, because there's no tension of, am I going to goof up? Then yes, do it live. But if you have something distinct you want to say, if you have anything like a planned curriculum in the back of your mind, it's much better to do it pre-recorded. I have of late been too lazy about my pre-recorded shows. That's something I am fixing. But I just want you, and then you set your broadcast time at whenever. Because, StreamYard is beautiful. And hey, Dan and Witzman Dude. Of course it has to be live. You need to be able to answer questions on the topic. I was afraid you would say that, oh, what night do you want to be tied down to? 1 hour limit. When the bell rings, you have to go to shop class. Sunday night early? I am open, but I do not want to step on anyone else. And you said, oh, I'll see that good. That's 1 vote. Sounds good to me. No tests, no assignments, maybe a research paper? No. Well, that's not actually a bad idea. Assigning some homework is never a bad idea. Morning all. Good morning, Foxy. Hey, Foxy. Ready to drop my like as soon as I hear music? Hey, Foxy. And Botrick says correctly join the channel. Don't forget to like and share, folks. We will. Hey, Donna. Hey, Donna. It's greeting me. And lots of greetings and greetings. And hello, Josh. I haven't seen Dawn do this for her. And greetings and greetings and greetings and yikes. Okay, it's Friday. What do you expect? Hey, Aunt Donna, I think I'm glad I had that one muted. You are. Didn't have any on, LOL. Experience is great as long as you don't have to experience it. I will say this, a very peculiar trait about yours truly. My first word was hot. Not mom, not dad, not juice. Not even really a noun. My first word was hot. Because in the house where I was young, way out on the West Coast where the weather is wetter, Bigfoot is not a neighbor. And at stuff called an environment. They have these things called trees and forests instead of the groups of 2 or 3 that they call woods out here. Now, that house was heated largely by, and my mom cooked on it and things like that. And she would say to me, don't touch, hot. Which meant next to nothing to a young, relatively smooth-brained organism hobbling around the house. And since it meant next to nothing, at some point, I touched that stove. And I burnt my little hand. Not bad, of course. But something clicked. And my mom, when she reached to grab the Bible school, but I don't know this, to open the stove later, felt a tug and heard a very, very little Nick yell, "Hot!" My first word was a warning, and that experience, as it sounds, that experience has stayed with me profoundly. And if I were to look into the many quiet life goals I have, one of the greatest is to not burn myself on things I've seen other people. This is preventing a great many problematic and troublesome, so try to become problemsome, problematic relationships. It's certainly kept me away from things, certain addictions and other issues, and kept me very, very, very far away from the steel industry. Formerly, that is. Now, experience is great as long as you don't have to experience, is one of the greatest kernels of wisdom you're going to get handed, especially I really hope Churro to see this. I really hope Max sees this. I really hope students and my kids see and get this. This is a golden nugget of wisdom, I believe. Glad you all like Inigo's sleep at the keyboard, being a cuddle pup that morning. Aw, no hangover, no drink. Good travels. Good morning, everyone. Happy New Year and happy Friday to all. Hey, Chris Walker. Yes, Chris. Dawn is at another appointment, so she won't be here. Dawn isn't here, and Chris Walker is, and I cannot come close to pronouncing supersonic squee. I will show her favorite pictures of Buddy and Georgette because it makes maybe she'll catch the rerun. Plays Dawn squee. I can't do it. Survived many, many, many days before the squee was first uttered at my appearance. I will survive days since then as well. It's a noble and hard thing you're doing today, Mr. Walker, and I appreciate it. I'm sure Carl has a gift for something somewhere. Do not. I need to record it someday. That sounds like a green room request, because I know sometimes pieces of the green room will get captured either visually or whatever, because whoever's doing it, there's always a little icon that pops up and says, this afternoon marks my return to work as the holidays and vacation have come to an end. You have my deepest condolences, Chris. You do. If you can't have the real fine, if you can't have real squee, artificial is fine. That's right. Remember, if you can't conjure, well, store-bought is fine as well. You have to have a hint of what you can have a hint of what you don't know when you go into a library. All those books you ever read. Is there argument for immortality? Oh my gosh. Speaking of books, I have a new to me book. I say new to me because it was published in 1977. That I, whilst walking through a Goodwill, was called to. First couple pages, because I was interrupted. It was enough for me to be enthralled in the store and be like, oh yes, this is coming with me. And I cannot remember the author's name. I am sorry. But remember. Due to lack of interest, tomorrow has. Oh, yeah. Little bit of that almost Adamsian absurdist humor. I'm going to finish it. I'll tell you guys if it's any good. I appreciate the effort, Foxy. And the fact you care means a lot about me. Fake squee? Oh my. She can fake it. Oh no. Nick, this is not the green room. Anyway. Oh wait, I got you. Oh wait, that's the wrong screen. What? Wrong button. Wrong button. Oh, sorry, Dawn. But you're welcome. Anyway, with that, let's run an ad. I'm gonna drop.
Hi, I'm Auntie Foxy, and I'm a crafting addict. I make custom jewelry from recycled materials, and Foxy has wares if you have coin. You can find me at indcd.org/about-auntie-foxy. I hope to see you there.
There we go. I forgot that was one of my shorter ones. Yes. No, I use the English gray. Thank you very much. Because the English gray with the E is far grayer than the English gray with the A. No, I will not elaborate. All right. Now, where were we? Greetings for Chris. Dawn has an appointment. Play sweet. Artificial sweet. And it's just like antidepressants and the like. If you don't produce real happy chemicals, artificial is fine. Caffeine, it gets me there till the meds kick in. I tell you what. I like drinking my coffee out of a mason jar. Anyway, well, actually, it's a ball jar, isn't it? Oh no, it's an unlabeled jar. Who made this? Does not say. Just a jar. Today is the birthday of Isaac Asimov. I threw an N in there for no apparent reason. A National Science Day. Celebrate by reading a novel or watching a movie. I live fiction. Let's go. Does that mean the year is 2258 and the name of the place is Babylon 5? Maybe. Ciao. Nice, Chris. Can do. Holy fog, Batman. Oh, holy fog, I can barely see in front of me. The idiots on the road cannot drive. Not the worst I've seen, but still pretty foggy for here in the desert. Ooh. Something mysterious? Does something wicked this way come? And Dawn! Good morning, Dawn to us. How, my dear? That means you didn't see it. We're gonna double dip on her fashionable felines of Buddy and Georgette. Bow, bow. Here comes the dawn. Here comes the dawn. Shooby dooby. Here comes the dawn. All right. Hey, Dawn. She made it. Everything I want. Well, we can try. Cloning tech isn't quite where it needs to be, and this will work much better if I actually take that down. Down. Yay! Okay. And Greetings for Dawn. And LOL. Not everything I want. I mean, what? And thus it begins the villain arc of the Dark Lord Chris. Oh, well, I know a certain cult that will be delighted. Got home, but may have to poof back out. Busy gal. We're all... Blanket statements are overrated and insufficient to cover as much as they were meant to. That's why you need king-size blanket statements. If you're going to make it big, make it. There it is. Good job this morning, Dawn. Hey, Dawn. Thankfully, my blankets are generally quiet. Blankets are good. The contents, so much of the time, are better. Also, there's an incredible graphic novel called Blankets. It's about this thick. It's a little strange, but be advised, it will hit you like right there. Good morning. Good morning, my fair Angelina. How are you, my dear? Speaking of the lilac bunny has... My whole life, I've been a connoisseur of beauty. Such things move me and wound me. I am impassioned by art and the craftsmanship of God. And few of the good Lord's divine sculptures that walk amongst us are as blessed and breathtaking as our own Robin Yoda. How are you, my dear? Hey, Robin. Hey, Angelina. I might have to throw in pre-recorded thing. Now that's actually, if you can get it to work right, I have a little trouble with the audio on that. So tell me how well that works for you. Well, you're a master of OBS and Audacity. Carl's a master of Audacity. Anyway, but that might be a good work. That might be a good way to handle the lecture portion. Hello, good one, Foxy. I try, Chris. Your efforts are appreciated, Foxy. And greeting for Robin and Angelina, and greeting for Robin. Happy New Year, Robin. Poof. See you later, Pinky Wibbles. Toodles. Golden nugget of wisdom from me. Oh, I get it right sometimes. Yeah, you more often than you not. Especially when you're sober. Later, Dawn. See you later, Dawn. Now I am picturing a Dawn-shaped rubber chicken that squeeze. For people who are listening, that specific plural of squee, not as in to squish, because something Dawn-shaped that could squish could get some people in trouble. Just saying. Lamau, with a little sign on the tummy that says squeesh. Plays Dawn Squee again. We really do need to record it. Also, Dawn's babies. Channel for Babylon 5, Nick. I own it on DVD. Although I think there's a disc in the fourth set that's messed up. Been messed up since I bought it. So many memorable episodes, especially the one with Sebastian. He wasn't known as Sebastian. He wasn't known as a prophet or a hero. He was only known as Jack. I sincerely regret not running the Mad Gasser ad. As soon as I clicked that one, I realized I should have clicked the Mad Gasser ad. But it is a delightful little situation, and I love Tash and the folks over there. And Robin is waving at us. I'm glad to see her, even if it's only in my mind. Sorry, I'm not talking much this morning, says Dan Hallfield. Something I ate yesterday has my stomach churning. Now I'm sitting and listening to the show. You do what you need to do. I certainly will not hold against you at all. Sober, I apologize for anything I might have said in that condition. I will say unique things have been uttered in rooms are Verden from under the desk, and somehow through the power of discord, scented of gin. They say in vino veritas, in wine there is, so it should be really vino wet. Not going to get into a Latin enunciation. What lies in the bottom of a bottle of gin? I shall never venture there, but I do know some authorities. Ugh. Sorry, Dan. I know how much that can suck. Soon. Nick, I was trying to get folks to watch. You gave it away. Didn't it? No, I didn't. Because one, they don't care. And by the time they get to season 3, it's early because they're still being tested. So that's got to be season 2 because, it's somewhere either late season 2. I used to know all the episodes by number, but I guess I stored all that on Gray 17. Anyway, I'm drinking lots of water in hopes of belching. Oh, my friend. I think there's a bug going around that's causing that. I heard a thump, so I'm wondering if a delivery came today. And the level of delivery in my heart to have the delivery that I ordered come today in time for the Friday stream would be great and powerful. But alas, I have to wait. And I need to thank my patrons. But that will be more tonighty. I have to thank my patrons. Yes, I do. Because part of the stuff I'm doing this year, and I hate to say resolutions because as soon as you say that, is hate to address my person. Zathras knows. No one appreciating Zathras. Dirt! There's dirt. Zathras talked to wall, floor, to ceiling. But the dirt, it understands Zathras. It is walked upon. I'm rusty. I'm not getting my quotes quite right. But dirt is good. Sometimes has bugs. Free protein. Not to be confused with Zathras. On one side there. On the other there's Zathras. And in the middle, boom. Now that I've done a series of truly obscure references from a show you should watch, I should do something. Now that's interesting. Let's see. That has taken away my scroll bar. How fascinating. Whatever are you doing now, StreamYard? Apparently, I no longer have the ability to scroll through my media assets. I can scroll through my banners, but I cannot scroll through my media assets. That certainly limits me on the commercials I can run, but fortunately, I can run the most important one.
From the moment Security Chief Michael Fassino heard her lilting voice, he was smitten with the Irish lady in distress. But what's invaded his home station at Caladar? And what's that Irish voice doing in his head?
You can find all of Donna Carlene's books on Lulu.com. Find out more about her on the NDCD page at ndcd.org.
And Chris Walker, if you know, you know. I will respond to it with, if you haven't read Luck of the Irish, you need to. Today feels like a weird show. Of course, missing every fifth word doesn't help. Aw, thanks, Nick. All the people, she's got more than a... This is true. Has anyone checked out the new hotel for a HaloCon this year? Indoor pool. Each day. I'm so jealous. But not working because it was down this year. My preferred hotel for LodgeCon, which is now going to be a 3-day event, which means 4 days for me. LodgeCon is going to have a pool too. So even though I won't be around you guys, and you guys are far prettier than anything else. Oh, Lydia! This working? Guess not. Who put the safety on? Good girl. Donna says, I don't swim, Angelina. Very severe swimmers here. That was subtle. Apparently, the Kitty 500 slammed full force into the wall. Possibly the door. Well, it held. Good door. Anyway, if you have problems with, they make a really neat silicone substance you can basically on your head, and it'll keep the water out of your ear. Really. And oh no, sorry about that, Donna. I don't really swim either. It's more like I just don't drown. I love swimming. I have to lose the weight to ease the pressure to go back to swimming. Yes. The mighty Manatee Man approves. Frozen? No. Oh, I'm not frozen. Anybody else having issue? I just can't. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'll show you. I will. Give me just a moment. We into the infinite for a moment. But if you look over here, I go banners, and look, I have a nice little scroll bar. I go into comments. I have a nice little scroll bar. I go into media assets. Scroll bar. Isn't that odd? Nope. Okay. Oh well. Love to swim. Nope, Nick. That even my own sweat can give me a severe earache. Wow. Have you? Maybe you could consult the doctor and get like tubes or something. That's odd. No, frozen fish. Fish or mermaid, Foxy. Because I come from a family of great swimmers. I have a cousin who was in the Olympics. One, two, perhaps it's something worth working on. Swimming when I'm not having some of my pressure difficulties. Because if my joints are doing the right thing, apparently swimming can be problematic. But I find it to be very liberating. And for years, it was the only time the pain hurt. The pain hurt, the pain stopped. Siren, perhaps. Siren blasters? No, I could see her as a siren. And, well, I'm certainly not wearing sea-size shells, Chris. Wow. Shells, season cry and despair. And either Inigo is saying hi, or it's cat lunchtime via Inigo. See everyone tonight. Of course, we'll be happy to see you then. I guess I'll run an ad or two and wrap up. Oh, dear. Okay, Kat, I can't run your ad because I can't scroll through my videos and such. It just won't let me do it. Let me see. D-pad, cat number pad. Working everywhere else. Well, what? I guess we'll end on an note.
Hi, this is Kat. During the school year, I'm Mrs. Rothermel, but otherwise, I'm Rock and Roll Art Goddess, writing about my past and filming the present. I need you to join my Rock and Roll Art army and to check out my merch on Zazzle.com. What started out as journal therapy is now 4 books, I see, and an Instagram account to blow off steam, becoming a book, with another to do the same. A short film for a friend. No, this is not the end. Peace, love, and let me art.
Yes, folks, I'm all about letting you art. And should the problem that happened to me happen to you, if you grab of your the images for your file and you squish the corner down like you're resizing it, it will resize slightly and give you your slider bar back, scroll bar back. The more you know. Wait a second. Actually, I got it fixed. It was StreamYard being hanky, but I did get it fixed, at least for now. And apparently Indigo wants everyone to add a happiness to your day. I hope so. Friday, 2026. Have a great day. Take care, everyone. Laters, everyone. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to take care. We're going to party down like it's 2026 or 1999. Whatever gets you going. Because we got stuff to do. We got business to take care of, and I want to see it done. Let's do this. Let's do it now. All right? So, folks, doing things, because I am making progress, believe it or not. Apparently, I'm also advertising Xbox games pretty heavily. Okay. The Nerf companies wouldn't need to pay me if I'm advertising them that much. Beyond that, I want you all to keep writing, because as long as you do, you can edit it, you can improve it, but you cannot edit a blank page. I love you. You should. I will see you. YouTubers over at the Historical Fencing Guild. Twitchians right on the Nick Tockert channel. And my kicks right here are where you're watching now. Please share this around. Expect more contact from me in strange ways coming soon. Expect me when you see me.